Want to bring in Josh Holmes. He's co-host of the Ruthless Podcast. Saw you last night on Brett Baer's show, and I was like, oh, I get to see him in the morning, and so now I get to ask him about this stuff. One of the things that the DNC member Ada Brianko says is that ICE raids made life grueling and worse than something that we all went through together. Watch here.
I've said this a lot, but Latinos in California are dealing with this ICE crisis that mirrors I think we're living worse times than the times of the pandemic. It is just grueling.
I mean, it is possible that she knows people who feel that way. It does seem a little bit disconnected from reality, though.
Yeah, a touch. Dana, good morning. I mean, look, if this wasn't a little bit scary, it would be high comedy. I mean, you could put this on late night, unedited, and it would absolutely crush in the ratings. The information silos that these people are living in is incredible. They start with land acknowledgements so long that they, make a credit default swap look simple, and then they move into a policy platform that, honestly, Karl Marx would say, no, too much, guys, too much. And it's all the way through. It's like they're stuck in a time capsule from a time gone by when the American people hadn't roundly rejected just about everything that it is that they're talking about there.
And Josh, Byron York out with a new column in the Washington Examiner. It says, headline here, for frantic Democrats, Trump bashing is the only game in town. Quote, Democrats have a chance to improve their situation, but the answer is not filing one more lawsuit or calling Trump a Nazi one more time or posting one more faux Trump tweet. The question is whether party leaders will realize that before they lose another election. Josh, Dana was making this point yesterday. Midterms are going to be here before we know it. Democrats still have no message and no leader.
And they're going to,
and no money, and they're going to start running out of time pretty soon.
They are going to start running out of time, and I think the leadership is vacant. Obviously, there's a huge void there. They're trying to figure out how you can get to the other side and oppose Donald Trump on cracking down on crime. They come up with stuff like serious about safety. I mean, Joe Biden's own pollster said that it sounds like a sex education class for freshman orientation. It certainly has nothing to do with trying to keep your communities a lot more safe, which they have refused to do. And all of this would be much more simple for Democrats, honestly, if they weren't the ones that created the problem. You heard the person talking about ICE. The crisis is ICE? No, the crisis is the fact that 20 million illegal immigrants came in, and you have places like California that have given them safe harbor, and we've created incredible crime issues, poverty issues, and everything as a result of that. But there is no accountability for it. They think it's some kind of a messaging problem. No, we got the message. We just don't like it.
As I say, whenever they try to blame the communicators, it's not a messaging problem. It's a fact problem.
Yeah.
That's what they have. And you and I know that better than anyone, Josh. We can walk down memory lane, including August of 2005. That was a doozy. Okay, want to ask you about this. Because I always look for some sort of green shoot for the Democrats, right? What can I compliment? And I think this might be a decent idea. It was reported in Axios this morning that the Democrats weigh a mini convention before the 2026 midterms, that it could create a national stage for Democrats running in key House, Senate, and governor's races to frame their arguments, of course, against President Trump and his MAGA Republicans. Now, if they decided to frame arguments for the American people and what they want to do, this wouldn't be a bad idea, in my opinion. What do you think?
That is the catch. You put your finger on it, right? I mean, look, I'm all for them having the biggest convention in the history of mankind. I think if every American was able to see what the DNC presented in Minneapolis this week, they wouldn't have a chance in the midterms. It's like a family reunion where you've got nothing but drunk aunts. Most families kind of try to push that behind the curtain and put the kids out front. But it seems like what they're trying to do is bring this out in the open. I mean, think back to like the presidential primaries in 2020, where you had every Democrat on the stage raising their hand, taking absolutely untenable positions. Now multiply that times 10 and become even more radical, and then try to have a general election. I'm all in favor of it. If I was a Democrat, I'd be a little nervous, though.
All right. Josh Holmes, always good to see you, especially on Newsroom.
Great to see you.
I mean, I like you on Bill's show, too, or Brett's show, too, but, our show. This is your home. Thanks.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.